Good morning, Dr. Vijayan, sir. Nice to have you with us today. Thank you so much for joining in spite of your busy schedule, even during this COVID-19 times. We heard that you are doing a lot of social service work, creating awareness among the public, among your school children and parents through WhatsApp, video messages, everything we are noticing, sir. Thank you so much for your contribution to the community, sir. Very good morning, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Nice of you.
So regarding this discussion, sir, can we have a path down your memory lane, sir? Because what inspired you rather to begin this journey, sir? Because as far as I believe, it is not easy for a person to come up this much in life in a particular profession unless they believe, they see it not as a profession, but as a passion. So who made you, who inspired you, or any incident that inspired you to take up teaching as a profession, sir? Your views, please.
Yeah, sure. See, I am from a middle-class family, family of 7 members. And I was in a school where, the education, medium of instruction was in Tamil. Right. So the primary level, while I was there in the class standard 5, the class teacher asked us, what you would like to become later on? And as usual, all my friends said, I would like to become a collector, I would like to become an engineer and all. I said, Madam, I would like to become a teacher like you. That too, only primary level teacher. I told her, I was only student. And she said, why? Because you are so caring, so loving, and you forget the family, help us out like this. I told her, and she was really such a person who transformed my complete life. Come back to you. Even while I was in the Air Force, I was in Kashmir, same Ladakh region for 6 years. See, that inspiration, that kind of, what is attachment, affinity that I had on her, so much. I used to carry delicious apple, 20 kilos apple from there, carrying on my shoulder, on my head, because those, poverty. And I used to reach her house first hand over. So it was a turning for me. That madam, was a source for me to become a teacher, and the burning to become a teacher, the desire of burning to become a teacher started then.
Excellent, sir. Sir, I'm sure this successful journey would not have been a very smooth one. So you would have come across so many difficulties, and in fact, there would have been some point at which time you would have even thought of even giving up. But in spite of all that, what made you to continue this journey, sir? And during those difficult times, just like what we are going through now, during those depressing times, how did you manage to keep yourself confident, and how did you manage to move on, sir?
Yeah, this is another very good question, because as I said, right from my childhood, at the age of 10, my ambition and passion was to become a teacher. So in that in mind, I have been working. I have to become a teacher. I have to become a teacher like that. So my school education was over and got into college, one of the best colleges in the district, paying fees. Members in the family, no much income. Finally, my elder sister asked me, now tell me whether I had to pay fees for your college or to feed other members of the family. So I was really a representative for physics department. It was physics even in the college. So when my sister spoke to me, I thought my ambition is to become a teacher, finish degree, finish BA and to become a teacher. But what is happening? Night I was thinking of it. Then when she said she cannot really pay fees and educate me in the college, only myself was sent to the college out of some members of the family. Finding an advertisement in the newspaper about recruitment in the Air Force, I discontinued my college studies and joined the Air Force. At that time, I suffered a severe mental wreck. The sense whether my ambition, I would be able to fulfill my ambition of becoming a teacher, because all that I'm going to join the Air Force uniform. It was really, as you rightly put it, setbacks, a step, forward, 3 steps backward kind of thing. So finally, I discontinued to join the Air Force. So even Air Force training, I had training in Tamra itself. I didn't like, though they paid salary and all good salary, I didn't like, because I told the instructor over there, I do not be an Air Force man. I want to become a teacher. They so much counseling and so much advice and all they gave. No, I do not become teacher. They said your family depend on your income. Your only sister earning. See, that extent, jump to the compound wall and finally to be caught. That's all because I wanted to become teacher. Eventually, I completed the training and full-fledged Air Force man, I was posted to Punjab. When I went to Punjab, I went and spoke to the air officer commanding, top man in that unit area. I said, sir, you like it or not, you may punish me. You may give any kind of punishment because men in uniform, you have to strictly obey. But I wanted to become teacher, but I joined the Air Force. Whether you will give me any chance for me to become a teacher. Good. He said, how is it? You're a person in uniform, you have to do service for Air Force. I said, yes, sir, I definitely do the service to 1:30, the working hours. It was really nice of him that he sent me in Air Force uniform to Kendra Vidyalaya. Probably must have not been born that time. Yeah. I was sent to Air Force station, Ambala, Punjab, to become a teacher. That's how my career as a teacher in Air Force uniform started. I'm going to continue in Srinagar. I continued. So let me complete this. So that means, though in uniform, because I regarded teaching as a noble service, Mr. Venkatesh Babu, is really the noblest of all services on the sky. Teaching, true, because we are making the children for tomorrow. The innocent, ignorant, children who have no wickedness in their mind is so clean, pure. In our hand, it's our to transform them. So I regard it as a most sacred service. So that's one. In uniform, I was a teacher, and that's how my turning point as a teacher. Though I suffered so many setbacks in between, I continued that.
Excellent, sir. Excellent, sir. Sir, you have been in the education field for more than 3 decades. Now, as a teacher as well as an administrator, what difference do you see in the children during these 3 decades? What is the transformation in the children's attitude, mind, behavioral pattern? What is the difference that you see, sir, in children, in students?
Before that, let me let me add up with what I started earlier. So then what I did after the minimum year of service in the Air Force, I request the Air Force authorities to release me from Air Force because I said I will not be doing justice to the Air Force, though I have been working the way the duties allotted to me. So I came out of the Air Force after 15 years. When I came out, entire my family members, except my mom, said, you go for some white-collar job, Airport Authority of India or IAS, IPS. Meanwhile, I cleared my IPS. I didn't get through the final part. All that, as you said, I wanted to become teacher. Even IPS, 8 papers. Those days, 8 papers I passed. They thought I would become an IPS officer. But all finally, it's destined. I should become a teacher. So when I came out of the Air Force, they all said you should take up some job which will be permanent and give a lot of facilities. I said no. I would like to become a teacher. I just started the school with all my, income from Air Force. I worked hard in the hard living area, Kashmir, Punjab, for more than 12 years there, out of my 15 years career. So all that I put up in this, I had only 2 teachers, myself, one of them, and 11 children. 11 children. That is in 1980.
80s. Oh my God.
Here. And there are so many objections from the people department not to recognize the school. I have not given up my efforts. Struggles were there, sufferings were there. As I said, yes, forward, 3 steps backward. I was well determined. I'll become a teacher, good teacher. I started the school like that with 2 teachers and 11 children. As you know, now we have more than 25,000 children, and I have 2,000 employees, both teaching and non-teaching staff. God is great. Really, so the teaching is really a passion for me. And now let me come here, your question. Now, so I have been practically a teacher. My subject is physics. I was author for 11th and 12th standard physics textbook. I was in all drafting committee, so on and so forth, so long in the government school education department. But having known all the intricacies, I could really instill discipline in the minds of children then. They were well organized, systematic. They remained focused those days. Any word from a teacher, including children, should regard as the word of God. Then means 10 years ago, 3 years ago. But the negative influence of the technology now, the use of electronic gadgets, children are free to anything, everything, as you rightly know, PUBG, TikTok, and all these things now. Of late, we find the children right from standard 6. At the age of 10, 11, they know the things, my goodness, which even adult of those days, didn't know, didn't aware of it. And the children are into everything. They know all about the other activities, other affairs, to do the things like this. Lack of concentration studies, focus is not there on studies. There is no respect for elders, teachers. The reverential respect we had then is not there. And above all that, the children become extremely emotional these days, sensitive. Those days, as the Bible says, spare the rod, spoil the child. But now, we cannot even open our mouths. We say, why, what happened? We know what we have to do. The children put the words back to the teacher, back to the parents. Yes. So now, with all this huge I took it as a challenge. I used to meet children regularly, periodically, one-to-one counseling. I used to tell them the parts of their mindset now. And have a good companion who will help you to come good in life. Fear of God. Even I used to tell the children, I could see Bhuvdi on your forehead. You should have fear of God. Every day before you set out of your house. Pray to God, whichever religion you belong. There no have it on your forehead. Muslim have scarf and read Quran. Christian read Bible, kneel down and come. And then this kind of thoughts, this kind of disturbance in your mind, troubling your mind will not come. You'll have better focus on studies. You will improve your knowledge. It's like this. Now the difference is really, I cannot just compare it. It is also on the negative side. But with a regular counseling, we have to be with the kids. We have to go with the length. Only then they will come into our fold and we are able to really mold them to some extent. But really it is a challenge now.
Yes, sir. Sir, now, so going along the same lines, what will be your advice to the parents when we are bringing up our small children? What will be your advice so that from our side, what is the role of the parents in instilling that discipline and commitment in the children? Please.
Yeah, these parents, if they think what they were when they in their childhood or with the adulthood, how they were governed, controlled by their parents or grandparents, if that kind of mindset they have to leave it. Now they cannot sit on ivory tower like those days. My father, if he says, I have to get up, I have to do this work, I have to do this work on time-bound basis. Now that kind of thing is not there. Now parent has to really, now the nuclear family, unfortunately, the joint family is completely, almost, not completely, almost disintegrated. Now the nuclear family where both husband and wife go for a job, leaving the children to do the things on their own, exposing to all the electronic gadgets, you can understand. The circumstantial situation constrain and compel the children going for any kind of negative influential areas. Therefore, as you rightly said, parenting is really not. It's a skill now. They can sit in ivory tower and dictate and direct the way they have been directed by their parents or grandparents. Now, they have to come down from the top level, be with the kids, spend quality time. See, they have to listen to them. They have to open up. They have to find out what's happening in school, what happened in the vehicle, what happened to your friends. Or they have to open up. Be a friend. The wavelength to match, as you know, you're a science person, wavelength to match for them to get better performance, better results. So they cannot really dictate. They cannot shout on them. If you shout on them, it will go negative. So every day in their schedule, they have to find a slot to spend quality time. I think I repeat, quality time with the kids so that kids do not get sidetracked.
Excellent, sir. So we understand that the parents should spend quality time and talk more to the children. They have to open up to the children.
Yes.
Fine, sir. Thank you very much for the advice. Sir, during this pandemic period, this COVID-19, how do you see the role of technology in teaching and learning? And what will be the trend from now on? Is this the new beginning of learning without teachers? Do you think the teachers would ultimately be replaced by technology? Do you see anything like that? Or do you see technology as only a tool to the teacher? How do you see it, sir?
It's really something, the challenges are now before the teachers, before the school managements, they have to really find a way out, because now, as you said, technology cannot be dispensed with. It has to be now integrated with the regular course, and no teacher can be displaced or dispensed with. Let me tell you, teacher is a teacher. Without teacher's presence in person, the end result will not be as we expect with the present mindset of children, present scenario. However, COVID-19 has put the whole thing out of gear. The teachers have to really to ensure that they are in contact with the children, counseling the children, motivating the children, And then they had to slowly tell the children, you can do like this. Children are really smart. The IQ level, EQ level, everything is now higher and higher. The teachers have now capitalized. And as I said, to start, the online classes, virtual classroom cannot be now separated out. It has to be integrated with our regular. Maybe the school will reopen after a couple of months. Even then, both have to go side by side, making use of the technology. They have to really make use of the technology so effectively, well integrate with their real classroom. And it will be part and parcel of it. As I said, when they go in for virtual classrooms, children tend to behave differently. Even the classroom itself, class of 35, they find it very difficult because one child looks there, talks there, all is the issue. Now, remote controlled, the challenge. So therefore, a kind of motivation, counseling, advice effectively before they start the class, and ensure children really listen to it, understand it, and follow it up are the few things teachers have to strictly follow it up. And definitely, both have to go, and finally, teachers cannot be dispensed with. Teachers are required for the upcoming children in the right.
Good. So what kind of skills should the teacher develop now so that he is not dispensed with?
This is now another challenge for teachers because so long, so far, talk and talk.
Yes.
Number of teachers, though qualified, they have hardly any. They are illiterate on computer skills. Their computer skills are almost nil. Now, with the present demand and challenge, everything they have to do. See, a teacher I know literally begging her student. Okay, now I said you have to do like this. You prepare worksheets, prepare activities, and slot you provide so that children relax in between. They should relax, enjoy your class, cheerful face, everything. Do like this, guidelines, framework of guidelines I have given to them. A particular teacher who has no knowledge whatsoever with the operation or even her own mobile, she said she used to use only talk and receive the call. That's all, nothing else. So then she was to buy a smartphone, asked a student, please tell me nothing wrong. And the teacher is a teacher of English. Child is a father of man. She quoted something from, my memory is right, it's from Shakespeare or Bernard Shaw. Child is a father of man. So don't mistake me, I'm your teacher in the class, but please tell me, help me step by step. And the teacher took pains to learn step by step from her student. And she took almost 15 days to listen how to download Google Meet, how to interact with the children, what and all to be done. Now she is an authority. So that means authority on using online classes. That means it was really a challenge. They have to know there is no other way. The situation demands. So they have to learn, they have to be thorough, only then they can guide the children properly.
Yes, sir. So now we're coming to the students part, sir. Now during this pandemic period, one thing that we have as adults even, one thing that we have understood is we need more of life skills, not just study skills or earning skills. It's not about survival, sir. It's about living. So do you think students need to be imparted more skill-oriented training rather than only physics, chemistry, and biology? And in addition to that, life skills. What is your view on imparting life skills to the students, sir?
Life skills now is slightly, it's a narrowed down because children cannot go out. They have to be within the family. The children can now interpersonal, skills. They should know how to speak to the parents, how to speak to the brothers, sisters at home, speak to the relatives there. And all that part of it is, they become extremely now disturbed and kind of, uncertainty. I don't say uncertainty, but they feel lost because earlier on, the schedule was so systematic. They get up, study, revise sometime, get ready, put on the uniform, come to school and be with the friends, everything. That is not there. The friendship, important factor for the children, days proceeding for them to keep their mindset free is not there. So they are now mentally, emotionally disturbed and troubled a lot. So they really took up, as you rightly said, maybe my request to the teachers, you may spend about 40% of the duration of online classes for your subject-oriented matters. Nearly 30% for skills required for the children to cope up the situation now, current situation. How to keep the balanced state of mind, how they cannot lose their temperament, argument kind of thing. Ask them to engage themselves some useful things like indoor games or some activity, some story they can write, something like that. So not to get driven up by the prevailing situation where parents are there, everybody is there, every time nagging, study or do that and all should not be there. They let them relax, and they should have balanced mind and the interpersonal skills, social skill, outside movement earlier what they had with their friends and their relatives, not there, but within the sphere now available, children should have balanced mind. The life is too precious, that to childhood. Childhood is more precious to be cherished forever and ever. Tell the children the importance of life. So they should not in any way, lose the balance of mind in thinking about negative part of life and lose it. Life, long way to go, this is only temporary. So tell the children that kind of attitude. The children should think positive about all the things so that they don't give up for certain uncertainties because of COVID-19. So children are now, these issues that the children are disturbed because the gifted children would like to come to school, they are missing the portion. What will happen to the carriers? I said, tell them, it's not the thing. We have still enough time. We'll definitely cope it up, not to lose their mind. And counseling and motivation part of our online program, Mr. Babu.
Excellent. Excellent, sir. Excellent. So now coming to the education trend, in the coming academic year, will we see the students as usual? Because the usual trend is that demand will always be more towards the biology group, computer science, first group, second group and all, and lesser sought after commerce. Now, how will the trend be, sir, according to you? Will the shift, because we perceive that there may be a shift towards more job-oriented courses like commerce course, accountancy, or even vocational groups. Do you see any shift in the trend, or will it be proceed to be normal as usual, running towards first and second groups? What is your opinion, sir? How do you see it?
My opinion is I am actually the person connected to so many schools in the nearby all 5 districts. Plus in the state also, most of the chairmen, they do speak to me. Being in the field for more than 3 decades and basically a teacher. Now, there's a kind of, I don't know why the government has brought out certain groups. This, if followed by the children, their career will be at stake. They will not definitely really, the competency level will be very low. Let me start with that. There's a particular group now. I'm just talking about this group now, then I'll come back to the answer for your question.
Yeah.
Now the group allotted by the government is School Education Department. One group which is physics, chemistry, biology. This group is for the children opting for medicine. Okay,
Yes.
whether dental side or MBBS side, whatsoever. You being an educationist, you are it. Now, without mathematics, how could a child learn physics and chemistry? Physics and chemistry has lots of applications of mathematics. Calculus is there, analytical geometry is there, trigonometry is there. Now the NEET, let me come to the NEET, the quality of questions that appear in NEET. My goodness, each question is challenging. And if any child memorizes, the child cannot pass. Minimum mark also child will not get. So now if a child takes this group without mathematics, physics, chemistry and biology in part 3, children are constrained, compelled to go for rote learning. Rote learning category children will never ever pass NEET. That's what my opinion. Another group is there for engineering, mathematics, chemistry, that combination. Mathematics, chemistry, physics. There is one without chemistry, maths, physics without chemistry. So material science, basically, an engineer, when a child enters in college, as to why mind is getting rusted. Part of chemistry, element part of chemistry should be there. How can they complete to take away chemistry? So these are the some issues are there with the present group allotment from the School Education Department. Now let me come back to the question. Mr. Babu, earlier on when NEET was not there, the demand for biology group, when the moment 10-star result is out, demand for biology group used to be 60%. Even though at 10-star level, they are mediocre type, but they every time they come for interview, they say, I'd like to become a doctor. So 60% of the children used to ask for mathematics, physics, chemistry to become a doctor. Now, once NEET came, children found clearly NEET is difficult. The trend it went to other commerce combination, humanities, commerce, that combination, that increased. We in our school we used to have only one commerce section, but now we have 6 commerce sections. You can imagine them. In 11th itself, there are 6 commerce. That means the trend now is towards the commerce group. This one humanities group, political science, public admin group, like this, and then comes computer science group. Third only is biology group. Okay, the trend is like this. But now, since last year, again I find change on biology group and engineering group. Commerce slightly less. This I anticipate next year because there is a revival. If COVID-19 issue is not there. Engineering is the cycle of events taking place. Engineering, there is a revival. The software and that area and all is now building up. And children are well aware of it. Parents are aware of it. That the trend towards engineering group, which was there earlier on, is now we thought is coming back. But unfortunately, COVID-19 put the things down. But I anticipate the percentage will be 40% biology group, 30% engineering, provided maths also is there, chemistry, physics is there, and 30% commerce. This will be the trend. Vocational group also now, this is the demand will be more from aided schools and government schools. More children are likely to join because syllabus is less easy to clear, and they become lateral entry. They can go subsequently, and they learn job. They learn job. Even government is insisting for vocational group now, the new group allotment.
Excellent. Walking along the same lines about the group allotment, the most important question that is going through the minds of especially the 10th standard children who have just appeared for the, or rather, how should I say, they have not appeared for the exam, who have just cleared the exams. And the parents, they are the most worried lot about how the group allotment will be now. Because they say that the government has come up with some formula saying 80% based on your assessment in quarterly, midterm, half-yearly, internal assessments, and 20% based on attendance. Now, it looks fine on paper, sir. Here, we are not criticizing the suggestions or the formula of the government. It's not the mode. But the thing is that the general trend is, sir, many of the schools we have noticed that in quarterly and half-yearly, even in the model exams, the teachers used to be very strict with the correction. Am I right, sir? So that the children who are getting the children who are getting only 60% here would score nicely in the public examination because the mark allotment would be very strict as far as the quarterly and half-yearly exams are concerned. Now, if you suddenly say that 80% of this will be based on your quarterly and half-yearly, will it not affect the actual score of the students? And the bigger worry is that when the children are coming to select the group in +1, most of the time the school management allows the group based on the performance in that public exam. But now that has become a question. So now, any suggestions from your side, sir, or what will be, I mean, I don't know how to put the question because how are you going to select the students? How are you going to allot the group to the students, sir?
You are really rightly put the answer for the question partly is there in your question itself. Oh. See, in 1,500 meters dash, see how they start.
They start very slowly, gradually.
First year, second year, third year, and the winner accelerates and gets onto the top here only in the final lap.
Yes.
It holds good here. The children, as you rightly said, they remain little at low quarterly. Slowly they come. Lots of motivation, importance of board exam, slowly improve. And in my experience over 20 years with the board preparing children and how they did in quarterly after and end the board exam results. The children who were just mediocre in quarter half-yearly did exceeding well in the board exam. As you rightly said, the last 1 month or 2 months, their preparation, revision examination completely changed the result. Now, government, asking, allotting the marks based on quarterly, half-yearly, and 20% attendance. This is not really rational. See, one leading Tamil English daily newspaper asked me this question a few days ago. Okay. There will not be any kind of, mark basis group allotment this year. So also most of the schools were pattern. That comprises of Kanchipuram, Chengalpet, Tiruvallur, Chennai, Kadalur, these neighboring districts. Where I have suggested, don't go for allotting the group based on the mark given by the department.
Exactly.
Just see the aptitude and interest of the children. The child must have been now with the revised formula, as you said, the child must have come to 40%. You don't worry about it. See whether the child has got aptitude. Just few oral questions as to why you would like to become an engineer, as to why you would like to become take commerce group, why this biology group. If the child really convinces you, the aptitude and interest taste, you find the child, allot the group. Don't worry about the marks.
Yes. So that's a very underlying, very important statement. In fact, the gist of your answer is that marks don't define a person. Am I correct, sir?
Yes.
Marks you are right. Don't define. Oh, that's a very good. That's a very good suggestion, sir. Requesting the school management to allot the groups based on attitude and aptitude. That's a very good suggestion, sir. We welcome that. Now, with so many working days lost because of this COVID-19, in this coming academic year 2021, even the government is contemplating about reducing the syllabus. So what is your feel, sir? How are you going to manage, especially for the 10th and plus 2 students who are going to appear in 2021? How are you going to complete the syllabus? How are you going to help them prepare for the board exams, sir?
Here again, I have really sent out a written suggestion to the department. 1/3 of the duration is over. Consequently, 1/3 of the syllabus also to be sliced off. So we have to reduce the portion. We have to have only 2/3 of the this one. Nearly, let us say 60% or 65% syllabus we can have for the remaining period. But at the same time, outrightly cutting down the portion from first chapter is really it's not advisable. I said I justified my answer. Point stating that each chapter from chapter 1 to chapter 10 has got a connectivity. That's a link. The concepts are so seamlessly interconnected. You cannot outrightly cut and telling the children to start like in English without learning alphabet. Come on, you start learning sentences, start how is it? You cannot do that. You have to go through stages. So what do? You form a committee of experts, subject-wise, all key conceptual based important things which has got connectivity with the next chapter with the remaining 2/3 of the portion. That alone take it. And then once you get all the things put together, your aim is to bring 60% of the whole syllabus. 60% is quantum should be this much. You fix it first. So, but instead of completely, avoiding first 1/3 portion, take the conceptual based fundamental basics which are required. Not now even for college, engineering or medical anywhere. Those you incorporate, but which are irrelevant you find in the remaining portions, the 2/3. That you take so that the whole syllabus will be the syllabus required 60% syllabus. So that you don't miss out the key points from conceptual fundamental points from earlier stage, 1/3 of the part. This is what the suggestion I given. So definitely now we lost 1/3. If the school reopens in September, I think we need to condense it, then compose it, and arrive new syllabus for the remaining days.
Excellent, sir. Excellent, sir. So now, sir, coming towards the end of the session, with so many uncertainties, doubts going on, being a very senior administrator, what is your advice to the students and the parents, sir?
Yeah, now, as I said, children need not feel upset. It is a natural calamity. One cannot escape from the entire world is experiencing. Now, I'm going to speak to the children tomorrow morning. For the first standard 12, all the children, we have about 1,000 and odd children. And followed by standard 11, like this. I'm going to just tell them not to bother about this. You keep reading newspapers, listen to some news, improve your general knowledge. The remaining days portion anyway, you will have proportional to the duration only portion will be there. Don't worry about the portion completion test and all that. That government and school will definitely take up the kind of consoling and cajoling kind of efforts that schools have to make. Speak to the children, speak to the parents, even parents also unduly perturbed and disturbed about how they will complete the portion. Portion will be proportionally reduced, which they are ignorant, but we are going to tell them. So we tell them we'll take care of the education. You don't have to bother. You only ensure children are given quality time at home. Good, you make them to sleep. Okay, and they should be really God-fearing. All this part, as a parent, as a good parent, you look after. Academy said we look after. That kind of confidence-building measure we plan to really instill on children and parents in this week, coming week.
Excellent, sir. Excellent, sir. So thank you so very much, sir, for sparing your valuable time. And I'm sure
nice
that I'm sure that this session would be very productive and very informative to all the students and parents as a whole. Thank you so very much, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Most welcome, sir. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Good day, sir.
Good day.
Good day, sir.